to part 2 of reinventing the Axenstein. I've been looking on the interwebs and investigating the problem, what could be done about it, and where we go from there, really. It's been an interesting day of interwebbing, so let me just take you through all the tasty information I've discovered. So basically what we have here is a groovy little drawing, and what we have is the guitar, side view, obviously not sawn in half. You got the bridge with the string going off to the neck, and you got what's called the block, which is this bit here, and it's attached to the guitar obviously by the bridge at the top and the spring at the bottom, which kind of pulls it inwards. Now the problem is, in our case, the block itself has sheared off. It's actually just old and brittle, and you can actually see from these and some pictures I've about to pop over the top that it's actually just old. It's cast, possibly zinc, or probably not alley, just some kind of cheap metal, and it's cast it, and over the years it's just become brittle and snapped at the actual the point where it joins the neck, or sorry, the neck, the bridge. And so what we need to do is basically find a replacement. Easier said than done, unfortunately, because whilst looking up on the interwebs, I discovered that the Flying V of my era, an Epiphone one, despite the fact it says, can't see it on here, but it actually says on there, Floyd Rose, up here, the top, Floyd Rose. In fact, it actually says, I've got to put a picture over the top so you can see what I'm saying, MFG Floyd Rose patents. Here's where the history lesson starts, kids. So apparently in the 80s, Floyd Rose was very twitchy about anyone having a locking bridge that wasn't specifically them, and they got very, very sue happy. So for anyone who had anything that was remotely similar to a Floyd Rose, apparently had to have Floyd Rose in on it. And so this is actually apparently a West Tone bridge, and its actual name is, I wrote it down, it is a West Tone Bendmaster, Bendmaster FT, tidy, as FT could stand for. I'm not entirely sure it does not. And it's basically in the 80s, and it was, to be fair, it's good enough, I guess, but like it never took off, I'm assuming, because these would never escape the 90s into the 90s. So they was just they just sort of disappeared. And this bit that's broken off of it, your actual rocket dog's poop. So you can't find a replacement anywhere, not even from Wish. I did look, and so it left me with the situation: what does one do to replace this, because you can't get a straight like for like replacement? I looked around and tried to find what the theory is on the best kind of replacement for one, and maybe putting a Floyd on there, full on Floyd, or a Tunematic bridge. So I looked to see what kind of best Tunematic was. Whole bunch of interwebbing, and basically there's not really much of a clue on it. There, I went to followed the YouTube White Rabbit into its hole, and found a website, a guy who does guitars. I think it's in London. And did I take these doofer down? I don't. I'll put it on the top, because I basically went to his Instagram, fired him a question about it, and he was really helpful. He come back pretty much straight away, and he'd done a bit of digging himself and confirmed that possibly, maybe, couldn't give me a full-on answer, but put me in a few directions, which could be kind of cool. So what I think I was going to, basically my two plans left are either return it to, make it into Tunematic, so that'd be filling the hole and with a block of wood and screwing a Tunematic on there, which is most likely going to be what happens, because I kind of always wanted to do that anyway. I've got a BC Rich with a Tunematic on it, and it just takes beating, so it never goes out of tune. It put up with my playing style, which is somewhat exuberant in my day. So that's the forerunner. Other option at the moment, being in lockdown, we can't buy things, is to get this and just literally refit it back on again, squish it down into a tunematic situation, which I might be looking into now. So that's where we've got to. Part 2 so far isn't brilliant, but I'm basically going to be looking into doing some chisel. I'll hopefully be back soon with some more progress.